quick. P's in the green, no warning lights are on, and we're using 21.5 inches. So we have 4.5 available.
Has Harvey done most of your instructing?
Yeah, I had Spencer for a couple of hours, one on the 22, one on the 44.
Okay.
Okay, taxiway's clear, no surprises there. Where would you like to go?
Let's start off at the 2-4 numbers. Let's have a spot turn round to the left
Roger.
and one round to the right.
Okay, I'll go over the numbers.
Cool, heater works.
Doesn't it? It's good. Put it back into wind.
Cool. Right, so landing facing into Windsor.
Roger.
Right, you can obviously fly like that, and it's important that you're comfortable.
Yeah.
But
short tower, check vehicle outside.
Harvey
all finished
has
down
probably
here.
mentioned that it might be a little bit better with more of the balls of your feet on the pedals. But if it's uncomfortable, then your feet up. You can obviously fly like that, Mike. I'm just merely pointing it out. You just get a little bit more control using the sort of the balls of your feet rather than kind of using this bit. But,
Okay.
but if it's uncomfy with your feet like that, then keep them where they are. You can obviously do it like that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because I think these boots are actually a bit big for me anyway, so my balls and my feet are kind of in line with the pedals.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
But no, it's a good point. Anything like that, please do say, because it's something that I probably won't have thought about.
No, but the thing is you know, you just took off. I know it's not particularly windy today, but it was a lovely takeoff. It was a nice, slow, controlled hover taxi. It was a lovely spot turn. It was a lovely landing. So you can obviously fly like that.
They're not all those that good, Tony.
Well, if only it was that easy. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. You should see some of mine sometimes. Cool. When you're ready, let's come up to the hover. Let's do a 180-degree turn and have a landing facing towards the 06 numbers.
Okay, sounds good.
Back at fire,
Check, Roger, thanks.
No one likes T's in the green. sort of dragged across then a little bit.
Yeah, just watch that sideways movement when you're in contact with the ground.
What would you have done there? Would you have picked it up again, or would you have...
No, I would have, just with a bit of experience, I would have stopped the sideways movement.
Right.
I know Harvey would have spoke to you about dynamic rollover.
Yes.
So no sideways or backwards. I mean, that wasn't extreme. But if it was on anything else than level ground or that I know to be level, then I would have been, if that was a pub car park, I would have gone, hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all right. Beautiful stuff. I kind of get the feeling that Harvey was going, oh God, we've got to get 20 hours before I can send him solo, wasn't he?
He did mention it, but I think he's too kind.
No, look, it's... And a lot of it is those transferable skills that you've got, the situational awareness, the use of the radio and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Used to being around an airfield and knowing what you can and can't do and all that.
Yes.
So with you, it's kind of, right, this is how you fly a helicopter, which you've obviously already learned. And, these are the things, our procedures are slightly different because of A, B and C and, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's bring the nose around to the left so that we're almost facing the control tower, across the runway. And when you're ready and happy, we're going to go sideways, hover taxi sideways to the right.
Let's come forward a bit, so I'm all in the runway.
It's this is all at your own pace. Don't do anything different that you normally do with Harvey. And then when you're happy, you're going to come to a stop. We're going to bring the nose 180 degrees around. And then you go sideways to the left. Is all clear to the left.
Thank you.
Pleasure. If I was being critical, I'd say you're drifting forward.
I am, aren't I?
But
so let's come back to the middle.
That's me being...
No, that's good. I like you being critical.
At this sort of stage, it's over the runway. But, and I know by the time that you get to 45 hours, you'll be going, come on, let's do a test. And you'll be a really good PPL. That's beautiful. When you're ready, Mike, come to a stop. You bring the nose round to the right, so facing into wind. It is all clear behind.
Thank you.
I presume you've done some backwards hovering?
Yes.
Right, okay, cool. Because one of the points is, I know there's nothing there, but I'm still going to check before I start to move backwards.
So with that, there's the next task. What I'd probably do is just, to satisfy my own mind, is to do a 360 spot turn.
Okay, yeah.
Just have a look.
Absolutely, you don't have to come all the way round, but if you want to, then why not?
I'm happy that that's clear.
Okay.
Just to practice more than anything, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
I'm going to double the height.
Good man, beautiful.
Nice and slowly.
Nice and slowly going backwards. Lovely, and whenever you're ready, come to a stop.
Yeah.
Cool. Back to a normal hover height. You can bring the nose round 90 degrees to the right, and we'll have a landing facing that direction. Very nicely done, sir.
Thank you. Not quite 90 degrees, but...
Cool. When you're ready, up to the hover.
Roger.
So go on then, just for completeness, let's have one facing towards the Sussex pad, or the white building over there towards Lancing College.
Roger, okay.
And we'll have landing facing that.
Gonna bring it back up again.
Okay.
Not happy with that.
Fair enough.
I'll bring it back up and reset just a bit high to come back a touch.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Right, I've taught you all I know. So, can I ask you why you... So you said, I'm not happy, I'm coming back up,
Yes.
which is fair enough.
Yes.
But why weren't you happy?
I felt a bit of forward movement.
Right, okay,
I
yeah,
wanted to,
absolutely, fair enough.
It's quite evident from the video yesterday on my solo that I had I landed with a bit of forward movement. So,
Okay.
just trying to perfect
Right,
it. I
okay,
thought,
just trying to perfect
what
it.
were your thoughts?
So when you're ready, come up to the hover,
Roger.
bring the nose round to the right so that we're facing into what little bit of wind we got.
Okay.
So the tiny amount of forwards movement that you had when you were initially going to set down
Yeah.
is perfectly acceptable
Okay.
because the skids are designed to take movement in a forwards direction.
Okay.
The other thing is if you're moving forwards, then you're not moving sideways or backwards.
Cool.
So particularly, I mean, you know, a few knots of wind, particularly windy, gusty, landing out of wind conditions.
Yeah.
With a crosswind or downwind, it's quite a nice way of landing, just to have a tiny amount of forwards movement.
Yeah.
So if you go, let's go pointing directly down the runway.
Yep.
Nice little slow, gentle hover taxi forwards as you have done before. That's it, and then you're going to turn that into a running landing. There you go.
think the main thing is to pause on the collective and not dump it, because you don't want to.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't want to dump it because all the weight's at the top and it will tend to nosedive. Remember that this might sound a bit obvious, but the cyclic and the pedals are still working, although you're in contact with the ground.
Right.
So now if you boot a load of left pedal, you're trying to twist the aircraft around.
Yeah.
If you do this, it doesn't affect the weight so much, obviously, because the collective's all the way down.
Yeah.
But if you're in contact with the ground and you do a load of aft cyclic, it's going to tend to put the tail towards the ground. If you do a load of forward cyclic, it's going to tend to nose forwards. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. The most important thing is that you keep it straight with the pedals. Okay.
Okay.
So when you're ready, come up to the hover, and yeah, let's have 2 or 3 of those nice little gentle running landings.
Cool.
Right, we're going to have to find something that you can't do, aren't we? Precision transitions, have you done?
Oh yeah, they're fun, aren't they? Let's.
Yes, yeah, I've got the airfield to ourselves.
Do you want to have you have a go? You have a bit of play and show me one.
Oh
and then,
God.
Come on.
I have control.
By
By all means, if you want to follow me
Thank
through,
you.
then you're more than welcome. Right, so RPM top of the green, no more lights, fuel, T-speed's all good, all nice and clear all the way around. No one's got in or out, so our seatbelts should be on and door should be shut. Try not to embarrass myself too much. So as long as you keep it straight with the pedals.
Yeah.
You know, running it onto the ground is perfectly acceptable. And doing it like that, it makes it quite a gentle landing.
Yeah.
And obviously you don't need to have that much forwards movement. Tail's clear, right. So the idea is that we start to move the helicopter forwards, we get above translational lift.
That feels like it, yeah.
So that's there, you know, sort of 20 knots or so on the clock. It's perfectly acceptable. And then it's just a slightly quicker and safer way, or a safe way to get to the other end of the airfield without that slow hover taxi. Come on, Seagull, get out of the way. And then there's the thing, I always think the secret is there's no rush to come to a stop.
Right.
You know, you can be as gentle and as slow as you want to be to bring it back to the hover.
Yeah.
There we go, you have control?
Yeah, have control.
I'm going to turn that heating off. If you get too
sure.
cold, let me know.
Yeah, fine.
It was virtually off anyway.
So is this where you'd say, right, you've got a limit of such and such manifold pressure?
Yeah, so have you done limited power landings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cushion creep takeoffs.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
It's
so there's the translational
Yeah.
lift. Yeah, it's a slightly higher ground speed because
Yeah.
we've got a little tailwind there. That's it. Cool. Yeah, let's come around and have one facing into wind.
Okie dokie.
Are you on a time limit today? Do you need to be away by a...
No,
Yeah,
just
okay.
sort of 3 o'clock, but that should be
alright,
plenty of
yeah,
time.
yeah. Oh, we won't be out here till then because
No.
otherwise I'll be asleep.
About there, something like that, or a bit lower, would you like?
That there
Yeah.
is, I would say, is a perfect hover height.
Okay.
Okay. But personally, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Alright, let's add no more power then, and let's just trickle the nose forward.
that's it.
Keeping the feet straight.
There's that translational lift.
Already, because we've got the headwind, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 35 knots, looking for 35, and then I'll climb away, but obviously not going to do that today.
Yeah.
So I'll do a bit of a quick stop.
Okay. Cool. Very nice, like that.
Nice, thank you. That was
Okay, so what we're going to do is just turn left here,
Roger.
follow the 3-1, the little grass runway, as a hover taxi.
okay, right side's clear.
Yeah, we've got a place to ourselves.
They're getting worms, so they're happy.
So kind of when you get to the grass runway,
Yeah.
another left turn,
Yep.
and then the plan is you're going to build some speed, get a little bit of height,
Okay.
and then going to go. So we want to be heading towards the 2-4 numbers.
Yep.
That's into wind. About 50 feet and about 60 knots is what we want, and then we're going to have a quick stop at the 2-4 numbers.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Cool. So you can use this side of the airfield to get a bit of height, a bit of speed. Give yourself a little bit of room, give yourself as much room as you want to. There is no rush at all. Cool. So let's bring it around the corner. Go. Quick stop, go.
Not very pretty.
I would say for your hours that's acceptable.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you do differently?
So the initiation of it was quite nice.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a climb.
Yes.
A little bit, so it ballooned a little bit.
Yes.
And then as you came to a stop, a bit of a sink. Okay. So, yeah, we've got the place to ourselves, Mike. We can just use the airfield as much as you want to.
I think I was surprised at how much power that I had to take off actually. So I was looking at 15 inches.
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
even
So
more, less,
one
sorry.
of the things is without realising it, you're going from a relatively high speed,
Yeah,
quite close to the ground, to no power at all.
yeah,
Otherwise, the thing's going to go shooting up in the air,
yeah,
and then you're going to need hover power.
yes.
Don't rush it. Think of it as a coordination exercise.
Okay.
So here, turn that little bit of height into speed. So he's forwards with the cyclic. That's it. Keep the speed on, then turn. That's it. There we go. So we're going to quick stop, go. So lower the lever. Now control the height with the cyclic. That's it. There you go. Let it come to a stop. Bring a bit of power in. That's it. Bit more power, bit more power, bit more power. That was much prettier.
That was a bit better, wasn't it?
Yep, yeah.
Gonna have another go and try and perfect it.
Fair enough. 20 hours in and he's perfecting quick stops. Which is all good. There we go.
Practice improves.
Absolutely. And you obviously need to just practice things like that once before you get it. So.
Yes. Well, I know many times.
People think, particularly with that exercise, in my experience, they think quick stop. They think they've got to hoom down the airfield, doing 90 knots, 50 feet, stand the aircraft on its tail, level it, grab a whole load of power, and come to a screaming halt.
Yeah.
It's a coordination exercise.
Right.
So, you know, if you keep the same height, you know, initiate it at 60, 65 knots in a 44 when you've got the place to yourself, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and then come to a nice controlled stop.
Yeah.
Then that's what we want. That's you know, it's an exercise. You know, people say, well, it's an emergency stop. Well, it's not, because if I was coming across an airfield at 60 knots and there was a flock of birds that came up, all I'd do is a bit of our cyclic and go up over them.
Sure.
Because that's more effective.
Yeah.
You know, something, you know, a fixed wings taxi, I don't know why you'd be going past a hangar at that sort of speed, but a fixed wing taxi out behind a hangar, well, just a little bit of our cyclic, go over the top of it. Worry about everything else afterwards.
Or a downwind one where you do a turn with
it or turn away from it, absolutely, yeah.
Well, I think we've blown the weather out the way, haven't we? It's improving.
Yeah, it's slightly better. What else? So let's hover taxi over to X-ray. The square in the centre of the field. So in the middle of the square, and oh well, they need to wash the cones off, don't they?
Yeah.
They're going to have a landing facing, pointing towards this cone. When you're ready up to the hover, 90 degrees round to the left, landing facing, pointing towards the cone that's over my left shoulder.
Yeah.
Heading Romeo Delta, any QFE 1029er.
That's a 29 Golf Romeo Delta, thanks.
Nicely done, sir. Not that it makes much difference, but creature of habit.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Cool. Another 90 degrees out to the left. There is a cone over there somewhere in the grey. We say white cone, but
messy.
thing is because you're taking your time, I'm not worried that you're going to dynamically roll over.
Right.
And also I know that it's relatively flat here.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing all the right things in that, oh, okay, I'm not quite happy, I'm going to almost not pick your moment, but, you know, I'm correcting it.
Yeah.
As it's happening.
There's the longer the time I do it, I don't want to rush it, but the longer I do it, the more chance it's got to correct stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
There'll come a time, won't it, that it would just be a bit quicker and a bit...
Yeah, I personally, I like people that take their time.
Yeah.
Because then it's highly unlikely that you're going to get surprised by something.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one. Cool. have you done turns around the towel, turns around the nose?
Oh, I found that really hard. Yeah, let's try that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
What should we use as a datum? A bit of discoloured grass somewhere or something.
Yeah. Well, turns around the nose. I mean, by all means, you can use one of these cones or one of those marker boards over there or something like that. Yeah, use this little cone here.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, carry on. When you've got one leg, one skid either side of the sort of the cut line on the edge of the square, although it's not that distinct at the moment. So you're going to go backwards along the edge of the square,
okay,
back towards the other cone that's behind us. Nice if you've got a line to follow, although it's not very distinct. And then when you think the tail is over the cone that's behind us,
yeah,
which is about there, I think, we're going to come to a stop. So they're going to keep the tail over the cone and bring the front of the helicopter around 90 degrees, so that you're facing the
other way.
The other way. So it's a turn around the tail. So
okay.
The tail stays still.
Okay. I'll go back and reposition.
Yeah. Really need a circle for this, because then it's obvious that like so. Yep, so the tail stays where it is. Ooh, hang on, what's going on? That's a spot turn there.
Yeah. Do you want to have a? Do you want to show me?
All right, you want me to embarrass myself?
You have control.
I have control. Right, so the idea is that the tail tries to stay, or you try and keep this tail where it is.
Right.
So we want a little bit of left cyclic.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And I've got to sort of make an arc up,
And then face forward that way.
and then we're facing.
Got you. Okay.
Make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
There we go. You have control.
Control.
By all
Right,
means,
let's
we
go
can
back
we
again.
can do a do a 360-degree turn there if you want to on
Go back and do what you did. Backwards a bit.
By all means, if you want to use the runway, and there's not a circle drawn on the airfield somewhere that we could use.
Not like a
it.
compass swinging.
No, we haven't got anything like that.
No. Even this is really good fun. I really enjoy doing.
Yes,
you know,
yeah,
precision.
absolutely, yeah.
When I first started doing this, was impossible, but it just gets easier, doesn't it?
Of course, yeah.
Go sideways.
Yeah. Yeah, drifting backwards a little bit there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's go over onto 2002.
Yeah. Right side's clear.
Golf Romeo Delta engine 02. Golf Romeo Delta, roger. Operate all areas.
P's in the green, no warning lights on.
Come in, plenty of fuel.
Over fuel. DI altimeter, you've changed.
DI next to useless.
Yeah.
That's wrong actually, that's pretty good in this machine. Come on birdie, we want this bit. So let's bring the nose round to the left 90 degrees. I'm going to go sideways along the runway. Go sideways to the right.
Okay.
When you're ready, you're going to come to stop and have some sideways to the left. It is all clear to the left. be ready, going to come to a stop. Going to bring the nose 90 degrees round to the right. It's all clear behind, you're going to go backwards. So down the middle of the runway, facing down the middle of the runway. That's it. Okay. Move backwards. Good man. Why the height? Why double the hover height?
The rotor on the back, you don't want to risk.
Okay. Fair enough. Have you seen what happens if you start to move backwards too quickly?
No.
You put some forward cycling in. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it, no.
I have control.
You have control?
Or, I have
Did it
control.
kind of run away with it,
I
then?
have control-ish. Right, so you are right. You're protecting the tail rotor.
Yeah.
But if you start to move backwards too quickly,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
and then you put some forward cyclic in, look
Yeah.
what happens to the nose.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
there you go. You have control.
Yeah, control.
So the two reasons are you're protecting the tail. You know it's clear.
Yeah.
You know, but
That makes sense, yeah.
also if it does start to move a bit quickly and you put some forward cyclic in it, the nose definitely drops. So. Very nice. When you're ready, let's come to a stop. And we'll have a landing right in the middle of the runway, pointing straight down the runway. Nicely done, sir.
Could be better, but thank you.
It could always be better. couldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we train.
Let's have a hover taxi along the runway. You use the white lines as a little bit of a slalom.
Okay.
No rush, it's a hover taxi, it's an exercise. Pretty good. You can obviously do it going forwards. What about doing it going backwards? Or figure of eights, or
Give it a go.
cool. Yeah, so try a figure of eight.
Okay.
Around these next two white lines.
Do you examine as well, Tony?
No, I don't. That's the other thing that I keep sort of booming and ahhing about. I feel that's more likely than doing the IR.
Is that a big standards course then, the examiner's course?
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, minimum of 3 days, I believe. I feel it's something I would like to do, but I don't. So, for instance, the CIA would very much frown upon this, in that, you know, well, this is not a prescribed exercise doing figure of eights on a runway because you've got the place to yourself. You know, but my argument would be
good handling,
very good handling practice.
Yeah.
You know, it teaches precision hovering.
Yeah.
You know, you've already done the required exercises. Then, you know, what do we do? Do we just go and go and do circuits for 4 hours because that's what you say we've got to do?
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to get out of that realistically?
Exactly.
Go above Mike Uniform Zulu, Sierra on tower, taxi.
So, you know, the sort of being pragmatic side of things, it's
like in the sim, you know, really good guys, they like the Gatwick challenge, which is take off from Gatwick, do a hard bank turn, and then you fly under the bridge.
and like you say, you know, you certainly wouldn't do something like that on someone's first check.
No,
you
exactly.
know, but then you know, what's the more experienced crew member going to get out of? Oh well, this is, you know, this is our standard. You know, take off from Gatwick and fly it to Aberdeen or wherever you're going.
Yeah.
And do a, you know, low approach go around because there was birds on the runway, and then land it. Well,
the problem is most people just want to go for a cup of tea. They don't want to use the sim time what it's meant for. You think, well, come on, guys, those simulators cost £4,000 an hour.
Yeah.
So let's really make use of the time. You can't force them though. If they want to finish early, they finish early. As long as it's not a renewal or anything.
Yeah.
That cloud base looks pretty low, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look how high it is.
Yeah, we can have a look. Slightly clearer patch up there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Not so clear in that direction.
No.
Any issues with being up here at, 200 feet almost?
Yes, engine failure. We've got no forward airspeed. So
okay, fair enough.
Really?
It was purely a question.
Yeah.
Purely a question.
Really, you'd want to convert that into...
Oh yeah, it's 400 foot, is it?
Yeah, something like that.
Any issues with a slow airspeed descent?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, ring, vortex.
Vortex ring, yeah.
Vortex ring, yeah.
Once again, purely question. CCAA would frown about that. Or you should be doing this in the brief or the debrief. Well, he's got the mental capacity to fly and talk and answer questions. And that's a good thing.
What would you like to do, sir?
I was about to ask you the very same question.
How long have we been flying for? No concept of time.
Oh, blimey, that went quick. That's almost an hour, isn't it? Yeah, I believe so. In fact, it's more than an hour. Yeah.
So that has gone quick.
That has gone quick.
Cool. Should we go back to advance?
Yeah, if
You
you're
happy with
happy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It's,
Heli Golf Romeo Delta request taxi back to advance, please.
Heli Romeo Delta, taxi back to advance.
Taxi back to advance, thank you. Golf Romeo Delta.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate that.
Oh, an absolute pleasure. You're a pleasure to sit next to.
Thank you.
Which is realistically all I've done.
No, not at all.
No, every day's a school day, and
Absolutely.
yeah, it's and those sorts of exercises are very useful.
The day anyone stops learning, they should give up, really.
Yeah, I think so.
They're just amazing machines, aren't they?
They certainly are. I think that was the first thing that attracted me. Was I distinctly remember being a young kid and looking up and seeing a helicopter and going, "Oh,
Really?
how's that work?"
Yeah.
In that I kind of knew how a plane flew,
Yeah.
but it was like, oh, okay, what's going on up there?
Yeah.